So this is the last example. So we have the reaction CO plus NO2 producing CO2 plus NO. So the rate is like this, experimental rate law. Suggest a plausible mechanism for the reaction given that the unstable species NO3 is an intermediate. Okay, so meron tayong hint. Number 1, your first hint is the rate law. Look at the molecularity of your rate law. So you need 2 molecules of NO2, right? But according to the overall reaction, isang NO2 lang meron. So, ano kaya meron sa reaction mechanism niya? Next hint. It says that the unstable species NO3 is an intermediate. So, if the experimental rate law tells us that you need 2 molecules of NO2 for this reaction, right? It's dependent on 2 molecules of NO2 because of the order. And you form NO3 as an intermediate. So, is it possible that, sige, wag muna tayo mag-label ano yung step 1, ano yung step 2. Is it possible that this is a step in the reaction mechanism? Okay, so we have a step here that uses 2 molecules of NO2 and then it forms the unstable intermediate, NO3, according to the problem. So, to complete the reaction, ano kayang pwede mangyari? So, si NO3, yung intermediate, what if mag-react na siya with CO, the other reactant? And this will produce CO2 plus another NO2. So, sabihin na natin, this is first step, this is second step. Again, check. Do I get this overall reaction? So this cancels out. This also cancels out. The oxygen doesn't cancel out kasi balance pa rin yung atoms natin, right? We have CO here and you have, yung total oxygens sa reactant side is 3. And dito, counting the monoatomic oxygen, you also get a total of 3 oxygens. So you don't cancel out oxygen here, yung monoatomic. So what do you get? Ay, sorry class, sorry. That should be CO2. Wait, ano yung nilagay ko dun? NO3. NO dapat yung product dun sa first step. Sorry. Should be NO. Yes. Aha. There you go. Nawala ang aking cursor. This should be NO. Sorry. This should be NO. Tama na? Ayun, tama na. And then NO3 class will react with CO, forming CO2, and then NO2 again. Ayun. Kaya merong missing na product kanina. So, ang makakancel, NO3 and then NO2. Okay. So, this one, si NO2 dito, wait nga, i-add mo na natin. Distracted na naman ako agad. NO2 plus CO, forming NO plus CO2. So, we get the overall reaction. So, that's a check for that aspect. Now, here, class, notice that NO2 here, the one that we canceled out, reactant mo na siya, tapos naging product. We will not call it a catalyst. Kasi it's the reactant eh. So essentially, ang sinasabi lang dito, yung mechanism ng reaction, kailangan muna niya na mag-collide yung dalawang molecules ng NO2. Yun lang yung sinasabi niya. Tapos mag-generate ulit siya ng bagong NO2. But this one can still react with another NO2 molecule and so on. Okay? Hindi to catalyst. Okay. So now, Let's try writing the rate laws for each step first. So for step 1, we have K1 times NO squared, NO2 squared. And for step 2, we have the intermediate K2 times NO3, that's your intermediate, times CO. Now, even without proceeding class, you can already make a conclusion that this is a plausible mechanism because looking at the rate law of step 1, it's already equal to the experimental rate law. So you just make a conclusion that in this mechanism, the first step is a slow step, and then the second step is a fast step. Hence, so kung si step 1, it's a slow step, it will be your basis for the overall rate law. Ito yung rate law niya, di ba? And you don't have to manipulate it further. Kasi nga, nagmamanipulate lang tayo if the basis that we choose has the intermediate in it. Okay? So, ang statement niya dito, this reaction mechanism is composed of a first slow step followed by a second slow step, a second fast step. And yun, ito na yung mechanism mo. It's a plausible reaction mechanism. Okay? So that's how you propose reaction mechanism. So just don't forget kung ano yung mga properties ng reaction mechanisms.